Hello everybody and welcome back to Thrash Reviews, where yours truly, Thrash Maniac 99, continues to review upcoming hard rock and heavy metal albums in the calendar year of 2016. This is another video here today, which is cool for those of you who enjoy these videos. Now I am going to be reviewing the newest release from Finland Thrashers Lost Society, their new album, BRAINDEAD. Very similar to Holy Grail as far as being relatively new in the underground metal scene, Holy Grail being a more power metal meets thrash metal band, Lost Society being more just a thrash band. And we're going to get started on this review with the opening track, I Am the Antidote. Now, this track to me was the weakest track of the entire album, and it's rare that I say that the opening song on an album is the weakest of them all. Typically, the opening tracks should set the tone for what the rest of the album is going to become. But this song just had some ideas that were seemingly on the right track. However, as you keep listening to it, it starts getting more monotone-ish, more just not as creative as fans of thrash would want a band like Lost Society to be on a track like this. Considering they're opening off ambitiously with a 6+ minute opener, one of the longest songs on the album, you would think that this would be one of those songs that you would have on my top songs of the year, but sadly no such luck. However, we get to another track in the record, Mad Torture, and this was a real damn good thrashing tune. You know, it has that kind of feeling of like Steve Zetrozusa era, of that late 80s, early 90s era Exodus, where it's just really chaotic, really just out of control sounding, and it has those kind of lyrical concepts you would hear in Exodus. So you can tell that Lost Society took some influence from bands like Exodus, bands like Slayer, bands like Overkill, and try to incorporate it into their own way in where they're from in Finland. And this track was definitely a real solid thrash kicker right here. Then we go along towards the end of the record with the song Only My Death Is Certain, their longest track of the album at over 8 minutes. And this was a great fucking song. Like, think about this. It's like if you listen to the And Justice for All album by Metallica. It's like it's that album meets The Years of Decay by Overkill meets Anthrax Among the Living, as far as how the song was constructed and how it turned out to be. This is probably one of the best modern thrash songs I've heard in recent memory from a newer thrash band. Definitely a newer band on the scene, since they've only been around since I think the early 2010s, I believe. But this song was for certain a great track to remember this album for. Then we get to the closing track, PST.88 or P.S.T.88. The shortest track of the album at just under the 3-minute mark. Nice solid into the record with a real good like thrash rhythm section, real tight guitar playing. And also I forgot to mention with songs such as like Hangover Activator or even Only My Death Is Certain, the bass was pounding. It sounded similar to, say, the bass player from Accept, I forget his name, Peter Baltes, I believe is his name. And that bass tone that the bass player for Lost Society has is very similar to Peter from Accept, with just cutting through along with some of the riffs in the tracks. So that's an added plus. Final verdict, however, despite a very weak opening track, it picked up after that with some good tracks, but you had quite a few awesome songs such as Mad Torture, Hollow Eyes, and Only My Death Is Certain. Those are definitely the highlights of this record. So it's not a bad album. It's sort of similar to Holy Grail in the fact that it was just there, like, sort of just more average to halfway decent. I would probably give this album a 76 out of 100. Better than the Holy Grail album, but not by much. So far this would be the number 2 worst album of the year currently, but like I said, we still got plenty more to come after this. So yeah, once again, 76 out of 100 for Lost Society, Brain Dead. What did you guys think of this record if you've listened to it? Leave a comment down below, and I'll have, hopefully if it's a respectable comment, I'll approve it. Yeah, and just real quick before I go, I do want to address this certain issue that's been going on my channel, as my phone just went off. Yes, I gotta have comments approved, and nobody can see the like or dislike rating because of a certain troll out there who decided to try and insult me and my brother who recently passed away. And I have a feeling of who it is. I'm not gonna say his name, but this guy really needs to learn how to stop. And there you go. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Peace, and have a good day.